chicken, fries, and or rice.
Smell it.
They're good. I just had one.
Please help yourself.
Fried food,
Huh?
fried.
Yeah. What you wanted me to grill?
Really? This lady healthy, she got a sugar-free drink there, sir.
Yeah. I know. See, we got that rice though.
Heavy rice.
And the shrimp fried rice.
And it's got.
And it iodine. See, no soy sauce. You put your own soy sauce. But then I'm sure, you know how it goes. Let's see.
So happy, huh? Are you? I didn't even see the beginning.
I heard it because my phone told me. That's what that alarm was.
Okay.
What's up, young?
Gabe, I never thought I'd be one beating you out the door, man.
No.
Oh, y'all must have heard I had food today. Y'all must have heard I had food today.
I wish I had.
Nah, man. Help yourself. Please. By all means. By all means, please help yourself.
Yes.
My computer playing with you too?
I was about to say, man, don't start tripping, please. This the only space I know I can get my agenda. Don't do me like that.
Your printer hit you, now your computer's trying to beat you.
And look how small it is.
I contacted him today.
I'm glad I know what to do.
Ivy Hayes or Ivy Haynes. Yeah, I contacted him today. But they're gonna meet me at party next week and I'm gonna shut it for those 5.
Appreciate it.
And the other one, I'll holler at you.
Well, you know, it's my fault.
Okay.
I don't know what you're doing.
Or you can go turn it in and see, you know, and you can tell them that.
Right.
We'll keep hold of it next year, we can holler at them next year.
And those who don't be, just let me know.
Yeah.
Because I'm letting you know too.
No, I'll let you know.
No.
I heard though.
She coming in, she signing.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, that's good.
oh yeah, she do have a long name.
Did we just? Give me some bad direction. What was that?
Maybe two more minutes for a few others to get in. That was you that called me? That sound like Shayla. They called me Ross. They called
Yeah.
me.
She called for me.
Oh, okay.
Place, it was her fault, I was in the wrong place.
Uh-huh.
And then she tried to give me some directions here, and this how she said, oh no, let's go this way. And then, go that way. And then.
Said it was
Yeah.
down Pennsylvania.
That's the direction.
That's what she said.
I know how to get here if I see it, but trying to tell them it's down Pennsylvania.
Go down this way.
When I think of Pennsylvania, I'm thinking about down here at MLK. You know, that's what I was thinking of. I thought, no, wait a minute. It's the American Legion, which is right downtown.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's what I tell everybody.
Yeah.
The downtown American
Right
Legion.
across the port.
Yep. Oh, for real? Y'all right there? Hmm?
Been there for a long time.
Well, as long as I can remember. See?
35 years for me.
See? And I'm 44. See, I'm older than you. Good evening, everyone. I do want to thank you all for being at this meeting this evening for our wrap-up meeting of the year, you might as well call it. This is our last meeting of the 2024 year, and just if y'all could think about how quick this year went by. I feel like yesterday I was just celebrating my birthday, and that's in March. But if we could please stand, and we'll give a word of prayer, and then silence, a moment of silence to the bereaved, recently bereaved. Oh, Heavenly Father, we thank you for allowing us to get here to this place safely this evening. Father, we ask that you just continue to bless each and every one of us as we do our due diligence to bless and please you. Oh, Heavenly Father, we ask that you'll just touch each and every one of those that are in transit on this evening, to and from to their families and or their places of destination. We ask that you keep them all safe.
Rice sand. Day-to-day kind of mental space. It starts. I remember a day when I'm outside. So I can actually see where the thing or whatever it is, it lives. So what my basic began. When I touched on it, I jumped to the other side. The narrative that I'm sitting around having plastic surgery every time. First of all, I can't afford it if I wanted it. I don't socialize. I don't go out. What you do is that you've been in and out of the hospital over the past year and a half. At least have under the sun to solve for medical needs. Now, one joke, okay. I mean, we're pretty studying out for hours and some of it is made and in Morocco, right? That installment of the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip was filmed almost 2 years ago. It was filmed after Brandy was accused of sexual misconduct while filming. Navigation, she denies. Now I know the story of brother and medical stuff. So even if I could go to work, my face would be doing gymnastics. Right. Honestly, I hope it's well, and that's all I want. I will go work at it. But again, I don't see my eyes, but I will work anyway. Yeah. help save her appearance, Brandy went to plastic surgeon Dr. Nicholas Nicolone for a non-invasive treatment. So what we're going to
Good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure to have you. I see Chris has made me the host temporarily, so I believe we're just waiting for him to get everything set up on his end, but just didn't want anyone to just sit here and not know what was happening. So I believe we're waiting on Chris at the moment.
necessarily find anybody, but it is just to kind of connect residents to information that they may not have. And so in the park department, they'll be doing the grass cutting, the weeding, and obviously Charlton-Pollard Neighborhood Association has some volunteers as well. So we'll be trying to tackle private properties that are vacant and the grass is grown and try to clean up that area. So this is the city manager, this is city manager's initiative. They work with a group out of Harvard, and other cities have done this kind of, other cities have done this program. And so we're just kind of bringing this type of initiative to different neighborhoods. And so we're starting with Charlton-Pollard. Tomorrow we'll be there from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. We'll start off at the Charlton-Pollard Neighborhood Association Park, and we'll be there for a meet and kind of huddle, and then we'll disperse.
Absolutely.
But I mean, overall, it's just a way to connect to residents. Sometimes, we don't usually connect to residents until there's a big issue. So this is a way to kind of, one, beautify the community, connect residents to different fire, police, or code enforcement, parks department, and just the city as a whole. So it's just another step in the direction of trying to connect to residents, clean the community up, and partner with the residents that are already there.
Awesome. I'm excited about it. I will say, excuse me, I wouldn't say it's something that we've been pushing for a while, but it is something that's the talks of our, larger community. Where as we see, say for instance, the water department or streets and drainage, or, any one of them parks maybe will pass and with a dead dog in the middle of the street and won't get on the horn and call, somebody to pick it up. We've seen it, where these same departments will pass and not call code enforcement and have at least the curb area around stop signs fixed. I apologize. And have those areas cut specifically because it's at the corner. It's technically the city's responsibility and the city's property because it's at the stop sign. I'm talking about grass. Miles was growing to the stop sign, bro. And I had to call code enforcement, find out who our inspector is, and say, hey, ma'am, sir, is there someone that's available to, cut this grass around the stop sign? And eventually the lady said, well, we'll just call Parks. That's not their department. That's not what Parks does. And so I'm excited about the cohesiveness that's going to happen, but at the same time, let's also dispel that our departments do not communicate to each other. Water leaks that we've seen water departments through the neighborhood recently fix. I'm greatly appreciative of it, but again, we've seen where water leaks in our boundaries last for 2 to 3 years. And again, this is a trash route. This is everybody passes on Park Street and it's sat there for years. And so by all means, I'm ecstatic about the pilot because we've seen where departments do not communicate thoroughly in the city of Beaumont, right? Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
To piggyback on that, how will you continue the Pride in Place initiative once you clean it up first? How will you encourage Pride in Place so that the neighborhood will continue and keep it up?
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, the best way you can keep this sustainable is the residents. And so you want to connect the residents. If it's on city property, then we want to, we'll be out there 2 days, actually. We'll be out there tomorrow. But Thursday, the Parks Department will be spending most of the day out there as well. So we're going to put more of a focused approach of it. But there are certain things that that's why we want to connect to residents, because sometimes people don't know how to report it to 311 and different things like that. So we need to be knocking on doors, talking to residents and build that connection. So some of it can be reported 311 and some of it, if it's on city, it all kind of is a variable. If it's on city property, then obviously we put more of a focused approach on that, and our parks department kind of does that aspect of it.
So is this a one-time initiative or is this like a once a month initiative or?
Well, it's
I
a
mean,
pilot
what-
program, so we're gonna kind of see how, because you're basically tying up all the resources, so then we gotta kind of map out the timing. And some of these departments are already gonna be doing this anyways, they're just doing it around the entire city. So to take everybody and put them on one part of the city, it won't be able to last that long, but there are ways that we can move things around, or, that's why it's a pilot, to see. Okay, it took us this many hours to tackle X, then we could probably do X or Y next month in a different area. Because every part of the community may need different things, so it will change. But we plan to keep this going. But we kind of have to start and get some data, because most time we come back to you guys and I give you a vague answer, but if I don't give you the hours, I don't give you the amount of crews, I don't give you the amount of areas that we hit, then we can measure it back out and say, hey, we did X, Y with these personnel. And that's how we plan on rolling it out. So it'll take us some time after tomorrow at least to kind of see who's out there, who's out there, how much we can finish. And Charlton-Pollard is not that big of a space. So it's gonna be way different than if we hit a different part of town. So we keep,
It's awesome.
keep bringing it
Great
up. I
plan.
mean, we gotta track our data tomorrow. We'll,
Right.
I'm gonna take before and after pictures, this is something that we wanna make it more sustainable. So
Absolutely.
you need information, you need data.
Absolutely. And again, I'm ecstatic about it because you all decided to pilot, in our neighborhood. So this is awesome for me. Any questions, from our viewers? And I do apologize to you all for, some technical issues. Got y'all connected. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Hearing none, we'll move forward. Our Beaumont Police Department,
Yes, Chris, with the cameras, is there anyone particular you want me to get?
you can stay right where you at.
Okay.
It catches you, it's gonna
Well,
move.
good, okay. Well, for those who I haven't introduced myself to, I'm Tom Swope, of course, with the Beaumont Police Department. I'm with our Community Relations Department. Let me introduce a few guys we have here tonight. Sergeant Durso, a lot of y'all know him. Lieutenant Spitzer, he's a short timer, he's on his way out, so he's got, a couple weeks left?
10 more days.
Hey, I'm glad you chose to spend that with me, man. God.
35 years with the
So that's what we were-
Thank you for your service, sir.
Congratulations to him. And then we have a newly fresh lieutenant, Lieutenant Schmoker. And he's gonna be, is it fourth watch?
Fourth watch, so
Fourth
I'll
watch.
be attending most meetings throughout the city.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna break you in.
You'll see him.
Looking forward to it.
Wait till you get there.
Yeah, right. Oh, especially when you get to the north end, they're gonna break you in real well.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna welcome you though. I do want, excuse me, Sergeant Swope, I do want the new individuals that walked in to know that there is food. I like to meet and cheat or meet and eat. Miss Cat, we have empathy for you, but there is food at the back. If you,
Yeah, the drinks in this cooler, water, Coke, whatever you got, anything I want.
awesome.
And I apologize, after I read the stats, I have an IAEA Ben's Kids banquet I gotta get over to, so I'm gonna read these. So if you have some questions, please let me know, after I go down a few of these. One good thing on the reports is there's nothing significant to report. So Charlton-Pollard had a safe Thanksgiving and got through the Thanksgiving holiday, very well. Not to say we weren't called, we had 82 calls for service. Now, those calls for service can be anything from loud music to an animal call. So we did get, traffic stops, our guys that make traffic stops in the area. So we did have 82 calls for service, but out of that, there was nothing substantial to report on any of these. Couple of thefts at some of the local stores and things like that, but nothing huge to report on that. And that was from November 13th to yesterday is when the reports were pulled, 82 calls for service. One thing I do want to go into, of course, is holiday shopping tips. You see it all over the news all the time. When you're out there, doing your shopping, please, just be aware of your surroundings. Packages, you don't want a carload of packages sitting in the parking lot. Take them home, drop them off if you can. Try to shop during daylight hours if you can. Put them in the trunk. So watch your packages. Also coming out of the stores or walking to your car, if it's late at night, especially at the mall, because my wife's famous for leaving the mall at 8:59 and it's dark and the mall's not lit very well out in the parking lot. You can ask anybody in the mall, hey, I don't feel comfortable walking to my car. They'll assist you there. Plus, we have our SAU or Special Assignment Unit. You'll see those guys and they have mall duty now until Christmas Day. So you'll see them driving around the mall up until what time at night usually?
They're there until about 9 or 9:30.
Till the mall's closed. So, you should see them out and about around the mall. But when you're coming out and going to your car, keep your head up and watch your surroundings instead of down on your phone. Some people are doing this because they don't want to interact with anybody, please. Keep your head up and look around and watch your surroundings out there. When you get to your car, what I always ask is, if you can, go ahead and start your car and leave the area instead of sitting in your car and running, catching up on text or looking where you're gonna stop next to your list. Because we've had bad guys that come up there and they'll pull on car doors, they'll break a window when somebody's sitting in the car. So we don't want you to become a victim, doing that. Also, when you're going to the bank, if you're going to the ATM or even inside the bank, when you come out, don't come out of the bank holding that envelope if you're getting cash to go grocery shopping or holiday shopping. Because bad guys, they sit up across the street and they watch. And you come out with an envelope and you get in your car and you stick it up there, or you do this. They know exactly where that envelope's going. And you run to the grocery store and you run in and come back out and your window's broken. It takes them about 10 seconds to get in there. And the first place they check is the visor. They feel under the seats for envelopes or guns, because 90% of the guns stolen are taken out of vehicles pretty much. And then they'll check the console and the glove box and then they're gone. So put that envelope down in your pocket if you're getting cash. If you're going to the ATM, if you even do use an ATM anymore, then take that and put that in your pocket too, and take that with you if you're going inside the store somewhere else. One other thing we've had recently is we have had people calling saying, hey, this is so-and-so with the police department, you have warrants for your arrest. You need to go get a gift card or a Visa card and pay $500 to this number.
Wow.
A buddy of mine called me the other day at 7:30 in the morning and said, hey, I just got a call from a Sergeant Jones with Beaumont Police, he said, this is Sergeant Jones with Beaumont Police Department.
Oh, yeah, he ain't from.
And you've got warrants for your arrest. He said, oh, he goes, if you were from around here, you know it was Beaumont, not Beaumont. And he
Right.
hung up on it.
Right.
So we don't call you, the county doesn't call you, nobody's gonna call you and say you have warrants for your arrest. If you're worried that you might have some, hang up and call back
Right.
and they'll check your name.
Right. And if you have, I know
If
for
you-
sure, if you have access to a computer or a smartphone, you can check from a smartphone as well. It's
Yes.
also listed online who has an active warrant. So, and like you said, so if they said Beaumont.
Beaumont. The call was from Chicago and he thought it was a business call,
Ah.
7:15 in the morning. So he answered it and said, this is Sergeant Jones of the Beaumont Police
Gotta
Department.
use
You
my
have warrants
name.
for your arrest. And he ended up, the guy hung up when he said it was Beaumont, not Beaumont. And he called me and we don't even have Sergeant Jones. So, I don't know what this guy was talking about. But you can always call us, 832-1234. You can call the county and they'll let you know. And if you do have them, we're not gonna come knock on your door and say, hey, you just called us and you do have warrants, you gotta come. Whatever, you take care of them when you can take care of them. We're not gonna show up at your house knocking on you. So, and then I've had some that, they call and say, this is, they'll act like they're your grandson or one of your kids and say, I need bail money, can you send bail money? No, you can turn around and hang up and you can call the jail. You can say, has my grandson or son or something been arrested, and they'll tell you. And 99% of the time, it's fake, it's a scam. It's a scam, is what it is. So be careful. A lot of people dealing with cash this holiday season, so just be careful with your cash and all that, so.
And it's more widespread than you would believe. Not too long ago, I spent 4 years up in CID, criminal investigations. And, we had a lot of people get scammed because somebody would call and pretend to be from Entergy, the power company, and say, we're gonna cut off your electricity unless you go get a card. And you put money on it and then read them the numbers. And don't ever do that. If somebody says you need to go buy a little Visa card or gift card, put money on it, and then read me the number, do not do it.
On
I
that
don't
note,
care what the situation
yeah,
is.
on that note, check your credit report every once in a while. I know some, you can get, I think
Good
once a year
information.
you get it free from the 3 big companies. Some credit unions will offer that service for you also, but every once in a while, pull a credit report and look at that. Because if you don't check your account regularly, you could have some things on there that are eating away at your credit. So
Absolutely.
you want to just keep on top of that.
Good
also.
information, especially with victims of identity theft. You'll find out by checking your credit report that somebody opened a bank account in your name, or tried to open a bank account in your name. You can also find out if there have been, some other accounts that have been opened in your name. I found, a job that I know I've never had on my credit report. I would have probably liked to have that job and maybe that salary, but I've never worked there. I've saw, an address, that was affiliated with my name, and I removed that, I disputed that off my credit report. So just to make sure, you are safe, even your information is safe, randomly, check your credit report. And just like Sergeant Swope said, you could do it, I know for sure, once a year for free from all 3. And then, there's your credit cards and bank cards offer credit monitoring or identity monitoring. So take advantage of that, especially our seniors. Please reach out to our seniors to make sure that they are not being scammed. I am a Social Security recipient, so they assume that I'm, of age, and they try to take advantage of individuals that they've applied for something, and that something is sharing our information. And that's how they get our phone numbers, they get our emails, because that something that we wanted, and purchased and signed up for is sharing our information. And/or, that something that we have their information was breached, like AT&T. Thank goodness my information was safe, but a lot of information was breached from different hacks. So be mindful there. Again, like, Soren said, it's the holidays. If you're gonna keep your pistol in your car, make sure you have a lock on it, and/or it's on your person. If you're not going into, restricted places. I have seen, some horrible people in my lifetime, and they will jack you while you in the store. So be careful, y'all. Be mindful. Again, this is the holidays. So, like he said, pay attention to your entire surroundings. Any other questions online or in the chat?
All right, well, happy holidays and Merry Christmas, everyone. Again, I apologize. I gotta get over to this other banquet, and Chris, if you don't mind, I'm gonna grab a couple wings on the way.
Hey, man, enjoy it.
I have one already. All right.
Absolutely.
Appreciate
Enjoy it.
y'all. All right, thank you very much.
Our next item on the agenda is our next, is our business neighbors and organization neighbors reports and communications. I see we have a few organizations in the midst and businesses in the midst. So I would definitely like to hear from you all if you have any information. I'll always give the floor to a lady. You have the floor.
Good evening. My name is, Ms. D. I am the executive director at the Southeast Texas Family Resource Center, AKA the Charlton-Pollard Center. I did, take over Miss Paula's, position. I worked with her alongside her for 10 years. So, and then eventually I was a teacher, then I became assistant director. So now unfortunately, well, her spirit is still there at the center. Just a few things. We have completed our generator. We've been working on that for a good while, so it is finally completed. November 12th was completion day. They, put a fence and barrier around it, for added safety. So with that, with the generator, the goal is for the center to be like a cooling station when we have hurricanes, and your power's out in the neighborhood. We have a generator running that way. People from the neighborhood will be able to come in, cool off. We have a running refrigerator. We got a washer dryer. So like you will be able to utilize, our electricity, especially for the elderly, because I know a lot of times they don't really evacuate. So, that is very imperative that we have that for them so they could come. And it gets hot when there's no electricity and everything. So definitely that's the goal. And I'm happy that we were able to do that. Took us long enough, but we got it done. Also, we're trying to branch out more into the community, like trying to, get more involved in the community, the neighborhood. So, we have started, a little community garden in our little gated area, which we started that, I don't know.
Oh, wow.
We didn't have that like so many times, but right now, like, it's good. We have, greens growing, like we have vegetables and everything. So what we did, one of our teachers, and she's a van driver, she's very
Green tummy.
yeah. So we have her because me and Miss Brittany, we don't know anything. So, but she is there. We had the kids come and they planted the little plants and everything. So I'm glad that is very successful. And it was so cute. We went and looked at it the other day. You see the little greens and everything. So I'm very excited. It's some vegetables and I think some fruit as well. So, and I know with the weather, we try to get, like plants that will grow in this particular weather because we started, kind of late with the gardening and everything. So, eventually the goal is to produce enough to where, y'all can come and pick and, take it to your house, cook it, eat it. So that's
Share.
yeah, that's the main goals from, it's like from garden to table or something like that. So that's our end goal. We want it to be to where the community will be able to, we got a tomato, y'all can come grab a tomato. So I'm very excited for that. We also will be starting a parenting class. I am not over there. We do have Miss Brittany. She is over programs and administration at the center. So she is in charge of that. But I know we do have a sign-up sheet. I can't tell you what all it entails, but it is a parenting class. So I guess parenting one-on-one or anything. So, the struggle is real, and a lot of people, they have kids and they just kind of winging it. So again, we want to help and aid and, anything we can do, for the community, that's what we're gonna do. So we do have that, going on. The center is still running. We still got kids. The transition, from, y'all know Miss Paula was a big, like, staple in the community. So, but I really appreciate like all the prayers and all the encouragement, especially with the children. The transition has been smooth, especially for our kids. We have pictures of Miss Paula, so they go in there every day. They talk to her, they tell her bye, they blow kisses. So, we are still accepting kids, you know, if I'm putting that out there, we do private pay and CCCS, so we accept those, and we also have scholarships, and so what that is for people who have financial hardships. Childcare is expensive, and it's like, you know, you between the rock and a hard place,
Right.
because you have to work, but you can't afford to put your kids in a safe environment. So we do have scholarships. So, and that way they'll be able to, they can fill it out, and we look at a sliding scale, and that is how we determine, you know, your tuition. Now we already on the cheap side, you know, but $75 to one person, that to another person, that could be like 200, you know, in their mind, just because of economical
Right.
statuses. So, we do have the scholarship. You could come and fill it out. And look, I'm gonna just give y'all a short story. We had a parent, she was in the middle of a divorce, and she was paying like full tuition, $75 a week for two kids. Um, she finally told us what she was going through, and so she wasn't financially stable to continue paying.
Mhm.
I was like, come on, fill out the scholarship. She filled it out, and based off of her income, now she literally pays $10 a week for two kids. And that's to get not 10 a piece, but just a flat rate, $10. So she went from paying $75 a week for two kids to $10 a week. And that's what the center is there for. Like, we're a safe haven for the children and, you know, for the parents. And it's a struggle, but we are here. The center is available. It is accessible. We do not rent it out for large parties or banquets, repasts, any of those things. We haven't done that since COVID. And the reason for that is because now we are part of Texas Rising Star with the workforce, and we have to have the rooms in a classroom setting. So again, we have things on the wall, so it'll just be a lot we have to take it down, put it back up. However, the center is open. You know, we have Charlton-Pollard, they always come and have their class meetings. As a matter of fact, when he came, we was in the middle, like they were having a meeting, and so if you ever in the neighborhood, you need to have like a meeting, or you Spindletop, you know, the baseball, they just had a meeting there Sunday, so you know it is accessible to them. We do make
small
copies.
Yeah.
Now our fax machine, y'all, the fax machine, he has a mind of his own. He a little sick. So
He
we
missed
can't
his ball.
we can't really fax right now, but we are in the process of getting new printers and new copiers. So, but if you want to come and make copies, I do have a copier in my office, and it makes a lot of copies. So, you know, y'all have to go to, what was that?
Kinko's, Home Depot.
Office Depot to pay. No,
Yeah.
come to the center, and I got you. You need 200 copies? I got you. Now, faxing, y'all probably have to go somewhere else, because he on a sick and shut-in list right now, but
He in bereavement.
yeah, so, but other than that, like, we are here, we have computers, you know, with the elderly. I know a lot of them are not tech savvy, but I'm here. So y'all need to use the computer. You don't have internet, you can come to the center. All I ask is that you call, so you know we can plan for your arrival. You can't just pop up there, because you know, again, we do have kids, and because we're a child care center, people really can't be there at the center while the kids are there. So if there's anything, our phone number is 409-833-4155. We are open at 9 o'clock in the morning. Someone is there, so don't hesitate to call. You need to come set up a meeting. You need to run some copies. You need to use our computer. I remember I helped an old guy do he was filling out an application, and it was 2 hours long on the computer. And he gave me a few dollars to give me a Coke. Y'all know the elderly, like, they pay you real good, you know, for your services. But, you know, he didn't know anything. So I felt good that I was able to, assist him, even though it was 2 hours long, but we sat through it and I pulled it up, I filled it out for him, but I thank God I'm not the only one that knows how to work a computer there, so we're here for y'all, we want to be more involved in the community, and we do appreciate all of the support from this entire neighborhood and everything, and I thank y'all for rocking with us. So, thank you for listening to my TED Talk. That's all I got.
Miss Catherine?
That's a hard one to follow.
Really?
Sorry.
Okay, so I'm Catherine Campbell, owner, operator of Pamper Me Styling Salon, 2791 Magnolia in Beaumont, here in Beaumont. I've been there for 40 years and my business is pretty successful. I'm also the facilitator for the North End Neighborhood Association. And we meet on the fourth Monday of every month at 6:30 at the John Paul Davis Community Center. And that's it.
On Lucas.
On Lucas, yeah.
Yep. And be warned, bro. I'm warning you. It's nice though. It's always engaging. I'm not gonna lie.
We'll be all right.
Always engaging. You're gonna be all right. Yeah. Ask Miles, he'll tell you. I love them meetings, bro. I love the North End meeting. And I had the privilege of facilitating it while Miss Catherine was undergoing a procedure. And our prayers are still with you as you recover, Miss Catherine. And our prayers are still with you, Miss Dee, as we know the entire community is still mourning Miss Paula. But that day that I had the reins of the North End meeting, I thought I was gonna pee myself, Miss Betty. I was like, oh my God, and then I'm from the South End too? But it went well. The South End was well received. And the North End is well received in partnering with the South End on getting a lot of things around our city done. They are also participating with us in our exploratory scenario plannings to understand the inevitable, the unthinkable to possibly happen, and put those things into scenario space. And one of the discussed scenarios before it became a reality was a storm in the Gulf and a leak at the plant. And that's what we ended up having, and not individuals being aware is something that was also in our, findings of just engaging with our communities. And so when that scenario actually went into reality or into play, we were able to gauge in real time heightened anguish, anxieties, unprepared individuals that didn't care. It was like, oh, I've been around here all my life. And I was like, oh my God, you've never had a leak though. But again, those types of engagements is what we've been doing with our neighbors, with the North End neighborhood, as well as the Family Resource Center, engaging with them, pointing people in their direction, letting people know, especially when they call us, we want to rent a booth or rent the space. And I let them know, I'm sorry, we don't rent this space no more. I'm not even the we that they need to be talking to. But I appreciate you all for what you do in our communities and partnering with our community, Ms. Cat. It's phenomenal. So I see Seth and I see the good old man.
My name is Seth. I'm the executive director of the Rise Center for Independent Living, which is a non-residential nonprofit for persons with disabilities.
Okay.
And we just help people, seniors and people with disabilities, live more independently in their own homes and in their own communities. work on accessibility, advocacy, peer support. Right now, we have a transportation program, so if you know somebody with a disability that is having trouble accessing transportation, especially if their mobility is limited, we can help with that. Now, for RISE, we shut down for the last 2 weeks of the year, so our transportation services won't be available again until January 2nd. But we work with Nutrition and Services for Seniors, another United Hands Day Center, and Uber, Lyft, whatever we can use to get you to your medical appointments, to VA service appointments, things like that. So I'm also a veteran. So I'm also the commander of the American Legion, and Bruce is also a member. He's our historian here. We try to do as much for our community as we can. If you've seen outside, we're working with the gardens, and there's still some peppers out over here if you want to pick them before you go, before the freeze comes. I mean, they're still kicking, so.
Yeah.
We're trying to do a lot to make this place better.
Yes, we are.
Hopefully by February, the interior of this building will be completed with all the repairs that we need to do and upgrade, so we're excited about that. We meet every second Saturday. Unlike other veteran organizations, you don't have to be a veteran of combat. You can just have, if you've served in any capacity in any of our branches, you're eligible for membership of the American Legion. So we invite any veterans that you know. We have a really strong AUX group too, which is spouses. We have a Sons of the American Legion, so that's if you didn't serve, but your father or mother did, you can join that organization and help. We just try to do our best to help our communities. We want to serve our veteran community, but we're also veterans serving in our communities. So this Saturday, we have our meeting, and after that, we're gonna watch Navy beat Army on the TV
You
here.
gonna do what? Like, come again?
That's okay. Turn that volume up. Make sure this is recording. We're gonna watch Navy beat Army, and we'll have all kinds of fun stuff.
Kindly mistaken, sir.
You gotta stay salty, right? So that's a free event. That's a family event. That's a neighborhood event. So if you live in the neighborhood and you want to come down, we'll have some food, activities. We're gonna try to if the kids don't want to watch the game, we can put a movie on in our parlor back here. So it's really, we're just trying to open it up, let everybody know we're here. Our barbecue pit is finished, so we're kind of cleaning it out. If you smelled it smoking today, that's on purpose, but we're not cooking anything yet. We're getting there. But again, just let us know how we can help the neighborhood. We're a part of the neighborhood. We're your neighbor. Same thing, we can, once the garden's back up and running, it's for the community, right? So, we're excited about that. Again, with the RISE Center, the only eligibility requirement for services is you're a person who self-discloses they're living with a disability. And 99% of our services are free. And I won't charge you the 1%.
So you only help people with, people that are veterans with disabilities?
No, we have veteran programs at RISE. We have a separate veteran transportation program. If you're a veteran, a surviving spouse, or a dependent, we can service you through a grant, but we also, through our normal programming, we have a transportation program. And that requires you just to be a person who self-discloses there's someone living with a disability.
And it's just for rides to the doctor, or do you help like I have a guy that calls me all the time. I help him as much as I can. He's a blind guy. But he calls I guess whatever services that he is that he calls to get a provider. He had a provider show up 2 days and then she got sick. Never came back.
Right.
So, it's consequently a lot of stuff was piling up on him, his house, from cutting his watermelon and emptying his trash.
Right.
So I went and took care of as much as I could of it, but the elevators don't work. He's on the third, they have a blind man living on the third floor, go figure.
Yeah.
So,
we would help, maybe we could help advocate for him on that, like talk to we can't fill out forms, we don't pay bills, we don't do that, we're independent living, right?
he just needs some,
Right,
he
someone,
lives
sounds like,
alone, he
right.
said he is independent. but like every now and then, you know, he can't always get his trash to the dumpster that's on the floor, and he's 3 stories up.
So maybe he can,
Cause the elevators don't always work,
yeah, I
and you know,
know.
so, and he's tapping, trying to get to where he needs to get,
Mhm.
you know?
Yeah,
And if he goes to a different elevator, well, then he's lost.
gotcha. I'll get you a card. Give us a call and see what we can do.
Okay.
So we talk with each person individually, and develop what's called an independent living plan. So what are your goals? How can we help you achieve those goals, right? Because if I do it for you, what happens next month when we're closed? And like, we need the independent living skills training, all that kind of stuff, because we want people to stay in the community and pay taxes and go to the stores and go to restaurants and stuff like that. That helps everybody. So that's kind of our mission, but we'd be happy to speak with them for sure.
Sure.
Right now, we also have, they're housed next door. I think we've got 5 more AC/heaters, portable, they're movable. Right, so I know a lot of people, it's about to get cold again, right? So you know, somebody that's having that issue and they're a person with a disability, maybe we can help them out.
These two right in front of you, sir. Commander Bruce?
Not commander. I just want to welcome everybody to the American Legion. We're really glad that y'all, are willing to meet here. And, like our commander said, you know, anything we can do to help the community, we'd be happy to do so.
As a member, here as well, thanks again, Commander and Commander. For that information, we do have a lot going on and we greatly appreciate, again, the welcome mat that you all rolled out. As you may not know, we have, partnered with, the, Big Thicket Biosphere Preserve, and they have built a pollinator box for a pollinator garden, on the other side. We also have some, American Legion poppies, seeds donated to us today by said, group of individuals. Miss Mary Bernard in particular. We got, some dirt, 4 loads of dirt, for free today, through our partnership with Trans Global Services and the Port of Beaumont. And again, with our, neighbor, all of us are neighbors, everybody was neighbors, because the thicket is way over here, so. You know, just those neighbors engaging, we're moving a lot quicker than most of us expected. And it, again, it all happens as a collective happening, so, we greatly appreciate, you know, just having that partnership. Again, the pollinator garden, and it said the gardens that we have, there's bell peppers still, unless you picked it. There was a small,
Bell pepper.
yeah, there's a small bell pepper back there. There's some peppers, jalapenos, there's lemons and limes, but they're at the bottom of the tree.
Yeah, we might have missed them this year. We didn't even know. We didn't think we were.
Yeah, I didn't see them.
We didn't think we were gonna.
I didn't see them.
And
The
they came
lemons
back
and
from-
limes are there, and the watermelons are coming back, but of course, that's just the vine. I'll probably go cover them up, because I'm scared.
We didn't plant them last year and they
Yeah,
popped back up.
I was about to say, we
They're
didn't do nothing with them last year, and they
Really?
popped back up, so we're hopeful. We're looking for volunteers that's gonna help us wheelbarrow some of that dirt. Ladies, you can, you know, help if you like. Lemonade would be preferred. And gumbo would be preferred. We definitely, if you have any nephews that wanna come out, that belong to student councils or belong to, or wanna be engaged in Boy Scouts or Cub Scouts, that's the man to talk to also right there. This is one of their meeting spaces, so to get our sons, engaged, our young men engaged, that's definitely one of the men you wanna talk to do that.
We need to spread,
Ma'am,
we need to spread there.
we'll be spreading dirt probably, it'll probably be sometime this week, or actually next week. It'll more than likely be next week.
We got.
But I'll definitely communicate that more thorough for our volunteers, because again, we just got that dirt today, so we're still excited. And the people that dropped off the dirt was like, we never seen nobody excited to get no dirt. What is you excited to haul dirt for? I was like,
Said one, I figured two, if we got four.
yeah, right. He was like, you want two more? I was like, yeah, we'll take two more, because that first one went into that cavity that we have at the back fence, right? And so I was like, yeah, we're gonna need about like two more. Can't go wrong with dirt,
Yeah,
man.
we've got exterior service projects. I've got 3 pallets of flags that need to be prepped, to be prepared if you wanna do one inside. Give us a call. We're on Facebook and we have a new website. BeaumontALPost33.org.
Thanks for that information. You said Beaumont?
Beaumont AL Post 33.org.
Gotcha. I'm gonna check that out.
Come along.
Thank you. Any other information from, or questions from the chat or Facebook? Let's see. Everybody said good evening. Facebook said good evening, Miss Elaine. Say good evening. Thanks for letting us know that information. Said she greatly appreciated. See, our next item.
Thank you.
I didn't get any, education information, with the exception of, again, school will be wrapping up here pretty shortly. Make sure that we pay attention to our kids over the holidays. Although school will be out, those flashers won't be on, but there's kids that will be out, playing in areas that, and riding their new bikes or skates. I don't know if they still make skates.
Yes.
Good, cause I'm trying to see if we could do like a toddler skate ring when we finish the auditorium. It's big enough. So I'm looking forward to doing a lot of great things here. Community faith-based information. If there is any church news that we know, if you belong to, or your church is having an event, now is the time to disclose that information to the community, especially if you would like for us to visit. Other than that, we also call that, church announcements. So if you don't have, if there's isn't any church announcements, for this month, again, I know everybody will be in service, throughout the entire holiday, including New Year's, for candlelight vigils. Again, I tip my hat out to our officers, during these trying times. Our prayers for your safety is always on our hearts. So with that being said, we will move to our committee, South End Charlton-Pollard Greater Historic Community Association Committee Reports and Communications. Again, as always, our bank statement is available for review. I do have that on hand. The association is still undergoing its citywide engagements in the exploratory scenario planning and air and health monitoring conversations, sampling, and monitoring. So like, with that, just to give you a little detail, there's a large flyer out in the hallway, in front of our community table. There's a QR code that says about, doing a health survey. You can scan that QR code, get $20. Also on our neighborhood association Facebook page and to the website. We'll be, having that QR code available for individuals to participate as well, as get, for like, I think it's called the in-depth questionnaire. And with that, you get $100, for participating. So yeah, we have a lot of incentives going on that will definitely continue to communicate. I'll definitely drop you off a flyer so your parents and anybody at over the age of 18 can participate in these surveys. So again, I'll definitely make sure you all have one as well. $20 can go a long way. Of course, most places y'all get stuff free, especially Chick-fil-A. Man, I remember when we used to get 50% off as veterans at Chick-fil-A. I was running there before 10, so I could make sure I get my breakfast in. But now, like, man, y'all know how hard this is? Yeah, we're engaging in that still. We do have partners with University of Kentucky, Prairie View A&M for sure, Lamar University for sure. Other universities like Lincoln Institute of Land Policy. These individuals not only partnered with the neighborhood association, but also gave some, I would say, incentives to the neighborhood association for their participation in these processes. And again, like I said, the exploratory scenario planning helped us identify some of the areas of concern that we have as neighbors when it comes to the unthinkable. The city of Beaumont and the association, again, as Miles mentioned, is gearing up for tomorrow's Clean Blitz in and around the service area of the association with attention in the South End Charlton-Pollard neighborhood. Any questions? Awesome. Old business, our neighborhood association, South End Charlton-Pollard Greater Historic Community Association, is in the process of completing its website drafting and design process. We have on the back table forward to the back technologies that we would like for our community to engage in and man and understand and learn, and it's all for free. The ins and outs of our website, the background on how to code. I'm not saying that we're offering coding, but we're gonna have to offer coding eventually, Ms. Cat, so that individuals will know how to run this website. We have a drone to take aerial photos of the South End Day events that we may have, as well as to present our community from a different outlook or a different perspective. That drone is registered with the FAA. It's not that big. Not like we're carrying packages like Amazon or nothing like that. But we did definitely have to register because of where we are. And we have areas that are considered to be restricted. So we have identified those areas and we're not gonna fly there. Because that drone is registered to the neighborhood association and we definitely do not want it to be confiscated or the neighborhood association to face charges. We have insurance. I'm so grateful for that, so that we can engage our community in sports. We are drafting the ins and outs of our sports teams and engagements like basketball, football, flag football, soccer, tennis, track, cross country in partnership with Lamar University, and BISD for the use of the historic Central Senior High School track. If we can get it, if we can get it. So yeah, if we can get it. We're also in partnership with BISD in the establishment of the new Dr. Martin Luther King, hopefully, early college, middle school, or early college school. So King will now be the early college school of Beaumont Independent School District. And that's from the partnership with, our communities, and committees, being engaged with BISD. Of course, presenting them, and our directors with a plan, and our trustees with a plan of what we saw fit for an institution that we could not let go because it's very important and pertinent for the survival and sustainability of our neighborhood. And so, we told them, we don't care when you put it in there, what you put in there, it has to remain the Dr. Martin Luther King campus of whatever. And so we are ecstatic that they honored our request, as well as our request to move our area into the area of innovation. And that's what I think this campus is going to do as an early college campus. It's going to bring that community closer to seafarers, opportunities and exposure, as well as industries as far as the mind can take it. There's boilermakers on this side, there's welders over here, there is train and commute on the other side. So, I mean, like, the possibilities and partnerships are endless for the school that's closest to, and now high school, that's closest to downtown Beaumont area. And we are definitely ecstatic about that. I didn't want to give that as the BISD news. That was our news. Because we worked hard for that. And I definitely applaud those that worked with the neighborhood association in securing our campus in our neighborhood. We also are, as we said, partnering with the American Legion to plant flowers and help weed the gardens in the rear portion of the building. Volunteers are always welcome at the American Legion. Please reach out to Seth as he gave us his contact information. That was, oh wait, I'm sorry. Our South End Charlton-Pollard Greater Historic Community Association is ecstatic to be announcing the deployment and reveal of their Long Hard Work website. And I am ecstatic as well. So let's say I would say Christmas, I want to drop it on y'all, but I want to play with it a little bit and then probably drop it on the first day of Hanukkah, which is the very next day. Or even, the first day of Kwanzaa, you know what I'm saying? Which is also the very next day. So like, I'm undecided, but, like I said, we definitely want to play with it, add our own personality to it, make sure the colors are right before we roll it out into the public. Make sure that our logo our motto stands strong, which is, in case you did not know, lineage, legacy, learning, life. South End Charlton-Pollard Greater Historic Community Association. We are ecstatic again to be announcing the development or the order of shirts to come to our community, as well as yard signs and banners and everything else exciting to engage and encourage our community members to be a part of their neighborhood association. We will work tirelessly with the city of Beaumont and the Beaumont Police Department and other community partners to get their logos and their contact information on a general flyer so that we can post these things out to our community. Again, welcome South End Charlton-Pollard Greater Historic Community Association to the oldest neighborhood that Beaumont has to offer, South End. Let's get it, South End. Items 4, which is our neighbor concerns, issues, and resolutions. We did not have any with the exception of the proposed, it's a plan for the resolve to the traffic that's on Grant Street and Buford. As we all know, a few months back, we did lose a neighbor due to an accident at the crossway of Grant Street and Brooklyn. I'm sorry, Grant Street and Brooklyn. And most of the times at that crossway, especially during church, cars are normally parked up to the corner, and it's creates a blind spot for oncoming traffic, especially if you're at the stop sign of Brooklyn. And so we've reached out to the engineer, Mr. Brandon Belair, of course, with the city of Beaumont, and they did appease a piece of our request, which is at least make it no parking at the up to the corner. And then we also requested that they paint or stripe that area to say no parking. We also asked that they would decrease the decline in that sidewalk, because if I'm on my 3-wheeler or Miss Shirley is on her electric wheelchair, she will not be able to take that slope on that sidewalk, and that's both sides. So of course it was fun as a kid on a bike, you know, on my bike, a BMX bike or something, but it is very unsafe as you cascade down into oncoming traffic. And I've seen where our children play at that 4-way, or on Grant Street, period. And so like we asked either you to consider a flashing sign to slow down, or a 4-way stop sign. I'm not sure if they will go forward as the engineering department with a 4-way stop sign, but again, that's what's being requested from our community. There is also a petition in place if that our resolves are not met efficiently. And I'm just communicating again, don't kill the messenger. If our requests are not met to our expectations. And so I do want to say to those that may be listening, we heard you. We will definitely advocate. And again, before we roll out a petition in this, we definitely want to exhaust all options that we possibly can. And being that we reached out to Mr. Belair and this piece or that sign was placed, our next phase is to reach out to our elected and let them know that this was our request. This is what was received, and can you push the issue for something safer? Again, whether it's a light, a stop sign, whatever the case may be. That is the only neighbor concern issue and resolutions that we had for this month's meeting. Of course, if you have any information that you want to reach out to the neighborhood association here soon, our website is SEC-PGHCA.org. I know, right? SEC-PGHCA.org. That's South End Charlton-Pollard Greater Historic Community Association in acronym form, .org. You could also reach out to us via email at southendcharltonpollardghca at yahoo.com. Also, there is, my phone number that you can reach me at 409-499-9031. Also, Ursula is our neighbor, and she tried to hide behind the retiring officer. Cause I invited her up here and she was like, oh no, I'm fine, I'm fine. But thank you for tipping in this evening. Again, thank you, Miss Betty, for showing up. Thank you, Jamar. They are also neighbors of the community. Thank you all for showing up as well. Ms. Catherine, you have a question? Okay. Ms. D, you have anything final? Retiring officer?
Oh, no, it's been a pleasure, working for the city of Beaumont, and, I will tell you this, over 35 years ago, almost 36 years ago, I started my career here working Charlton-Pollard neighborhood. Grant, Brooklyn, I almost wrecked a police car there because of them.
Yep.
Yeah, I was tired working nights, midnights, and.
Oh,
And I run a
that's,
stop sign.
what's that? That's,
Grant, Brooklyn, no?
Sherman in Brooklyn.
Sherman and Brooklyn.
Sherman in
Oh,
Brooklyn,
that's
yeah. And then there's no
So-
stop
so
sign
it's
right there,
bad.
so yeah.
It's bad there, it is, it is. But no, it's been a pleasure serving this community for, over 35 years.
Absolutely, it's a pleasure to have you.
Thank y'all for allowing me to do
Absolutely, sir. Newbie?
it.
Just getting started, so, I'm coming out of, the special assignment unit, so it's gonna be a pretty big transition for me as
We
far as
don't credit you as
back in,
much as we
back in
can.
uniform and
Yeah,
being out and about a little bit more, but I'm excited.
we'll credit you as much as we can. We'll credit. Sorry, D, you got anything for us? Absolutely.
Sergeant Durso's been here.
Hey.
All my life,
50 years.
all my life. And everybody in the South End knows. All our life, you hear me? Again, any questions or comments from online? I do not see any. Again, we meet every second Tuesday of the month, at 6:30, mostly at this post again, and on our Zoom. You can definitely catch us on our Facebook page as well. And again, thank you all. Officer D, Sergeant D. You don't mind giving us a prayer? You want to? Absolutely. Ursula, you mind giving us a prayer?
You got it, Chris, go ahead.
Okay, good. If you will, please stand so we can dismiss. Oh, Master, we thank you for allowing us again to engage on this evening. Thank you for allowing us to come and put our heads and hearts together so that we can progress forward in a community fashion. Oh, Heavenly Father, we ask that you just continue to help us love our neighbors as we love ourselves. Bless us over this holidays season, Father God, and keep us safe and wrap us in your broad arm of protection. These we ask in Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Thank you, son. I'll be trying, son. Thank y'all for attending.
Great.
Thank you, Ms. Lowe. Thank you,
Oh,
big brother.
I won't be around
Very
much
much.
longer.
9 days now, huh?
Yeah.
And you done
And,
finished this term.
Make sure y'all grab y'all something to eat before we dip out. Thank you.
And you done finished this one, so